Good evening, everyone. I'm Mary Beth Thornton. I'm the chairman of the town council. Welcome to our town council meeting this evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:36. We'll begin with a moment of silence and then the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please remember those who are still fighting COVID. We are still in the throes of this. And of course, any other special intentions you might have. All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
and
and to the
To the
republic
republic for which it
for which
stands,
it stands, one
one
nation,
nation under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty
and justice
and
for all.
justice.
Thank you very much. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Dawn Cantafio.
Here.
Bill Mecca.
Here.
Michael Miller.
Here.
Donna Siddell.
Here.
Mary Isaac.
Here.
Tony Cinto.
Here.
Keith Klain. Kevin Shively.
Here.
Thomas Whitmore.
Here.
Mary Beth Thornton.
Here.
Jason Marsh.
Here.
Carl Massaro.
Here,
Eric Paulson.
Here.
Lori Rosasco Schwartz. Joanne Glasser Orenstein.
Here.
Steve Lemoyne.
Here.
Joe Garrix.
Here.
Bruce Elstein.
Here.
Joy Cologne.
Here.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Here.
And Lisa Valente.
All right, thank you very much. We have a quorum. And now I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of our last meeting.
Dawn Cantapio, so moved.
Thank you. We'd like a second.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein, second.
Any discussion regarding the minutes from our last meeting?
Yes, Mary Beth, it's Tony Cinto. How are
Yes.
you?
How are you?
Good. I sent Margaret some changes last night.
Yes, you
Um,
contacted me on that email, and I'd like to know, did you receive her response?
Not sure. That's why I haven't really looked yet. I haven't combed through all the email jargon, but I know what I sent, so I'll read them if you want me to.
No, I believe Margaret received them, and because I was copied, I saw that she did, and she made those changes for you. But if you
Okay.
search in your email so that we know that you're receiving emails from the clerk, that would be very helpful.
Okay. I'll look for it after. Do you want me to read the changes, or you just you're okay with it?
Margaret, would you like him to read the changes?
I think he has to because people have to vote on it. Other people need to know what the changes were.
All right. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I just have to find it. I had it and I misplaced it. Yeah.
Tony, maybe I can pull it up and send it to you really quick.
Hang on, I got it.
Okay.
I got too many screens going here. That's the problem. Hold on. Okay, I got it. All right, page 1. I'm sorry, page 11. I'd like to, at the 2 hours and 8 minutes and 13 seconds into the meeting, I'd like to change the vote that counts, change to this is the vote that counts. That's the one in red, Margaret. And then page 11, 2 hours and 11 minutes and 57 seconds into the meeting. I want to add the following. In my opinion, write this down. The District 7 polling place will be out of the district. Those are the two changes. One's a change and one's an add. It was in the video, but not in the minutes. And I put the timestamps on there in case anybody wanted to look them up.
We need a second.
There's a motion on the floor to change the minutes as dictated by Councilman Cinto. We need a second,
I
please.
believe Councilman.
Second.
Seconded.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Lemoyne. All right, is it unanimous? Will someone just let me know if it's unanimous, or do we need a roll call vote?
Unanimous.
Okay,
Looks like unanimous.
thank you. All right, we voted unanimously for the amendment to the minutes by Councilman Cinto. Thank you. All right, our next order of
Madam Chair, we need to vote as amended now.
So moved by Dawn Contapio.
Second, Carl Massaro.
you.
Make this unanimous.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Minutes amended. Our first discussion item was supposed to be the auditor's communication for the town of Trumbull fiscal year 2020 audit, but unfortunately the auditors were not available to come this evening to our meeting. So I sent 2 email contacts to our clerk and asked them to send those contact emails out to all of you, members of the council. So if you have questions for the auditors, I'd like you to contact them directly. They were just going to come this evening and give a general communication. So if the council would like, we can invite them back next month, or if it pleases the council, we'll just use those links and direct any questions to them that way. Okay. So no further comment on that. We'll move to the first resolution. And I will ask Councilman Whitmire to bring the first resolution to the floor, TC 28-95.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-95. Be it resolved that the submission of the funding application for epidemiology and laboratory capacity, otherwise known as ELC, Enhancing Detection Cooperative Agreement with the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health is hereby authorized, and Vicky A. Tesoro, First Selectman, is hereby identified as the individual authorized to sign the application and all subsequent amendments, reports, and related documents in order to administer and implement the project. Full resolution attached.
Thank you very much. May I have a second?
I'll second Joanne Glassroornstein.
Thank you. Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Moved by Massaro, seconded by Glasser-Orenstein. Director of Health Lucy Bango explained the grant. It is with the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health and will be used for contact tracing and response to COVID-19 related items within the health department. It's a total of $119,000 over a 3-year period beginning in May 19, 2020, ending November 17, 2022. The grant will be used to make the part-time nurse full-time, fund the administrative assistant and the emergency preparedness coordinator's hours for preparing the budgets and other tasks related to COVID-19. Ms. Bango further explained, the nurse currently works 19.5 hours. The grant will allow to make the position full-time. The nurses' additional hours have been funded by the COVID crisis grant, which will end in March. They were only given a certain amount, and after March, the money is gone. Through this grant, the nurse will do contact tracing, vaccination clinics, preparation for vaccinations, answering questions with regard to schools and employees and other COVID-related questions. Excuse me. The administrative assistant and emergency preparedness coordinator will be doing extra work with the budget, additional planning, i.e. vaccination clinics and other COVID-19 related responses. As of right now, local health departments will not be doing the COVID-19 vaccinations, only pharmacies will be because of a special freezer is required. The department is making preparations in case the state changes the guidelines and makes the health departments responsible. The vaccines may be released in November. The department will outreach to the community and will work with pharmacies to ensure the vaccine is distributed to our at-risk population. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. It was a vote carried unanimously.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there any further discussion? I think those minutes were quite comprehensive. Any discussion regarding this resolution?
I have one question. Is Lucy on the call? Not sure.
Lucy's on vacation. I'm here. Mary, I'll try to answer your question.
Just checking on, is it, hi Rena. Sorry, Mary Isaac, and I've got to say, is it straight salary or are benefits included in that for that 3-year program or not? I don't know how that works. If it's just.
I haven't seen the final budget because the grant hasn't been submitted yet, but there is an ability to add fringe. I'm not sure how we're handling it, if we're just going to do all salary, all fringe. I haven't seen it. Lucy probably has that, but because it hasn't been submitted yet, I don't have the final. So, you know, they will look at covering as much as possible, and fringe is an eligible expense.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments regarding this resolution? And actually, this needs to be emergency legislation. Obviously, it's regarding COVID. Can we say that this is also a unanimous vote? Anyone have any problem with making this a unanimous vote? No? Okay.
Objection.
Objection?
No objection.
No objection. Okay.
No objection.
We'll move to make this a unanimous vote. Thank you. And then I need a motion for emergency legislation.
So moved, Dawn Contapio.
May I have a second?
Tom Whitmire.
Thank you. All right, that concludes that resolution. All right, Councilman,
Madam Chair, just make sure that was unanimous.
was it unanimous?
No objection.
Yes, there's no objections.
Thank you. Councilman Ornstein, would you please bring resolution TC 28-96 to the floor for us?
Yes, Madam Chairman. Resolution TC 28-96, be it resolved that the town attorney is hereby authorized to settle a workers' compensation claim known as Donna Marie McCarthy versus the town of Trumbull BOE.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Madam Chair, was this tabled in committee? Is this not?
I believe it was.
I believe it was, yes.
All right, this was tabled in committee, so we won't hear this resolution this evening. We'll move to the next one. All right. Councilman Miller, would you please bring resolution TC 28-97 to the floor?
Certainly, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-97, be it resolved that Wiles Associates is hereby approved as the architect of the Trumbull Veterans and First Responders Center project as recommended by the Trumbull Veterans and First Responders Center Building Committee.
May I have a second?
I'll second Joy Glasser-Ornstein.
Thank you. Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Moved by Garrix, seconded by Paulson. Mr. Baldwin explained the RFQ went out with the guidance of the town attorney and purchasing agent. 15 submittals were received. The committee vetted the submittals and narrowed them down to 3 firms, interviewing the firm in person. The committee voted unanimously for Wiles Associates. They used the same 7 questions and rating sheet for all of the firms. The rating sheets are available through the town purchasing department. Out of the 15 submittals, 3 to 4 walked the site, which was important to the committee and was a strong reason how they came to decide which 3 firms to interview. Wiles had previously done an impressive preliminary design at no cost to the town. The town attorney and purchasing agent guided the committee in a fair and unbiased way. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Any further discussion regarding this resolution? I'd also like to remark that this resolution is tied to a grant, and so this will also need emergency legislation this evening. So hearing no discussion, I'd like to call this to a vote. Do we have anyone contrary to a unanimous vote on this?
No.
Yeah, Mary Beth, this is Tony Sinto. I'm going to vote no.
Let's do a roll call vote.
Okay, roll call.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sedell. We'll come back to Donna. I don't hear her. Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
No.
Keith Klein. He's not here. Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Yes.
Eric Carlson,
Yes.
Lori Rosasco Schwartz. No. Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
Yes.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano,
Yes.
and we are finished. Motion passes.
Did Donna,
Donna didn't vote.
Donna,
Yeah.
are you? Yes,
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're voting yes?
Yes, I am.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Margaret.
And Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to make this emergency legislation.
thank you, Madam.
Second, Bruce Alstein.
Do we need a roll call vote for the emergency legislation for this resolution?
Probably.
No objection.
Any objections to emergency legislation?
No.
All right, seeing none, we'll call that a unanimous vote for emergency legislation for this resolution.
Madam Chair, can I interrupt for a moment? Did we do public comment this evening? I just want to make sure. I might have missed it.
I thought we did, but we did public comment after the attendance.
Okay, thank you.
I see 7 attendees, but no one is raising their hand, so I don't think there's anyone from the public that has.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Councilman Lemoyne, would you please bring resolution TC 28-98 to the floor for us?
Is he muted?
Yes, Councilman Lemoyne, can you please unmute and bring resolution TC 28-98 to the floor for us?
Yes, sorry. Resolution TC 28-98, be it resolved that Jonathan V. Trope of 27 Salem Road be and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2022.
Thank you. May I have a second, please?
Bill
Second,
Mecca,
Dawn.
I second it.
committee report, please.
Moved by Glasser Orenstein, seconded by Mecca. Ms. Katsky noted that Mr. Trop would be at the full town council meeting. Vote by unanimous consent, passed without recommendation.
Okay, thank you. And I see Jonathan Trop is indeed on the line as one of our attendees. So if anyone has any questions for Mr. Trop, please let me know.
Madam Chair? Oh,
Yes.
go ahead, Ashley.
I was just going to ask of Mr. Trop the same question we asked of our other appointees on Tuesday evening, which is to state his party affiliation and tell us a little bit about why he's interested in serving on this committee.
Good evening, everybody. I assume I should answer that question at this point. I'm pleased to join you this evening. I am a registered Democrat. I'm interested in joining the task force because the task force would provide me the opportunity to merge two of my interests. For many years, I've been involved in championing causes of civil rights, diversity, and inclusion. This includes serving as co-chair of the Anti-Defamation League's Civil Rights Committee in Connecticut and on the leadership committee of my law firm Day Pitney's Alliance, which supports LGBTQ+ equality. It also includes pro bono work that I've done on civil rights cases in my practice as a lawyer. Separately, I have volunteered to support the town of Trumbull, particularly in the school system. This includes supporting the Bison program as a so-called expert for the last several years. It also includes serving for 6 years as the inaugural chair and president of the Friends of Trumbull High School Choirs Incorporated. Serving on the task force would allow me to serve the town while also continuing to work towards a more inclusive and equitable society. I have been particularly motivated by recent events around the country. I think we have a shared interest in mitigating systemic problems and in being proactive to do so. I've also been motivated by my own daughters who, on their own initiative, began working to address equity, diversity, and inclusion issues in the Trumbull High School public schools a few months ago. All three of my daughters are graduates of the Trumbull High School, of the Trumbull Public Schools. And the report that my daughters prepared, along with others, shows that we have work to do. I'd like to help.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. I'd like to call this to a vote. Will we have dissension or should we do a roll call?
Roll call vote, please.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Dawn Catafeo,
Yes.
Bill Mecca. I can't hear
Yes.
Bill. Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sidell,
Yes.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto.
Abstain.
Keith is not here. Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Abstention.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Rosasco Schwartz,
Abstain.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
Abstain.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Adopted.
Thank you. Okay, Councilman Guadiano, would you please bring resolution TC 28-99 to the floor for us?
Certainly. Resolution TC 28-99, be it resolved that Sue Neal of 284 Unity Road be and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2022.
Second, Dawn Catafeo.
Thank you. Discussion regarding this appointment.
I think we need the report.
I'm sorry, committee report. I'm sorry.
Moved by Paulson, seconded by Glasser Ornstein. Ms. Neal of 284 Unity Road was present and indicated her party affiliation as unaffiliated. She stated she would like to serve on the committee because it's needed in town. She grew up in town and has noticed the town has become a little more racist since then. Some posts on social media show a need for this task force. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. 5 in favor, 1 abstention. That's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, discussion regarding this appointment. All right, seeing no discussion, we'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sedell,
No.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
No.
Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
No.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Vasasco Schwartz,
No.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
No.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Thank you very much. Councilman Mecca, would you please bring resolution TC 28-100 to the floor for us?
Yes, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-100. Be it resolved that Melissa Useglio of 48 Oxon Hill Road be and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2022.
Second, Dawn Cantafio.
Thank you. Committee report, please.
Moved by Mecca, seconded by Paulson. Ms. Usiglia of 48 Oxon Hill Road was present and indicated her party affiliation as unaffiliated. She moved here 4.5 years ago and indicated she grew up in a small town that kept her unexposed to people who looked different than she. That, coupled with the fact that she is married to a Hispanic man, she has a vested interest in making sure her children grow up in a town that accepts them and feels good about how they are treated. She has been inspired by the stories she has heard from the students at Trumbull High School and feels if they can possibly make things better, more equitable and fair for people, why wouldn't we do that, and would love to be a part of that. Mr. Sinto spoke against the social media post by the proposed appointee. Ms. Usiglia noted that she had posted on social media but would never make derogatory comments about an individual. She does her best to interact politely on social media. She confirmed a polite conversation with a friend of Mr. Sinto's and ultimately removed the post. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. Motion carried, 4 in favor, 2 abstentions.
Thank you. Discussion regarding this appointment.
Yes, Mary Beth, this is Tony Sinto. I want to just, I'm reading the minutes we just got this afternoon, and they're missing one of the big points that I made. Can I, for the record, say what I said at the meeting? Is that appropriate at this time, or should I wait till the committee meeting to do the minutes, or can I just say it now?
Madam Chair, I would object. Mr. Sinto's comment was noted and a discussion was had at committee. The issue was disputed by the applicant, and if Mr. Sinto has a personal issue with the applicant, he has an up and down vote tonight, and he can exercise that vote. I think any further discussion would be solely to embarrass the candidate and have Mr. Sinto carry out or exact a personal grudge against the particular candidate. So I would object to any further discussion on that point.
Mr. Cinto, I agree with Councilman Marsh, and I don't think it's appropriate or proper to publicly call out someone who's volunteering for a committee or a commission in our town. It's not appropriate. It's actually against our code of ethics. So we will not hear those comments this evening. Any further discussion regarding this appointment? All right, I'd like to call this to a roll call vote, please. Thank you.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Michael Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sedell,
No.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
Absolutely no.
Keith Klein, I'm sorry, he's not present. Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Absolutely, yes.
Carl Massaro,
No.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Rosasco Schwartz,
No.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
No way.
Joe Garrix,
Yes way.
Bruce Elstein,
Absolutely, yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Thank you. Councilman Isaac, would you please bring resolution TC 28-101 to the floor for us?
Be it resolved that Ashley Pascarella of 9 Southgate Road be and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2022.
Second, Dawn Cantapio.
Thank you very much. Committee report, please.
Moved by Massaro, seconded by Mecca. Ms. Pascarella of 9 Southgate Road was present and indicated her party affiliation as Democrat. Ms. Pascarella would like to serve on this committee. She moved here 2.5 years ago with her family and would like to see more diversity in education, library systems, and cultural programs within the community to make sure everyone feels included. She's very excited about the committee and believes it will do a wonderful thing for Trumbull. The clerk called a roll call vote and recorded it as follows. Motion carried 5 with 1 abstention.
Thank you. Any discussion regarding this appointment? Seeing none, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sedell,
Yes.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
Abstain.
Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Abstention.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Rosasco Schwartz,
Abstain.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
Abstain.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Thank you very much. Councilman Paulson, would you please bring resolution TC 28-102 to the floor for us?
Certainly. Thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-102, be it resolved that Tara Figueroa of 105 Grove Street, being the same, is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2024.
Second, Dawn Cantapio.
Thank you very much. Committee report, please.
Moved by Garrix, seconded by Glasser Orenstein, moved by Mecca, seconded by Massaro to amend to correct the spelling. Am I in the wrong one? I think I'm on 103. I should do 102, right?
Correct.
I'm sorry. Moved by Glasser Orenstein, seconded by Paulson. Ms. Figueroa of 105 Grove Street was present and indicated her party affiliation as Democrat. She is a first-generation American raising her family here. The call to action is personal. She's following her heart and believes Trumbull only has to gain by greater diversity and inclusion across the community. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. Motion carried 5-0, 1 abstention.
Thank you. Any discussion regarding this appointment? Okay, seeing none, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca. Bill Mecca? Are you muted? We'll come back. Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sidell,
Yes.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
Abstain.
Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Abstention.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Zasko Schwartz,
Abstain.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
Abstain.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
and Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Madam Clerk, I'm sorry, I stepped
sorry.
away. I'll vote yes as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I apologize I didn't come back.
No, that's all right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Councilman Garrix, please bring resolution TC 28-103 to the floor for us.
Happy to, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-103, be it resolved that Daniel Wazinski of 93 Strobel Road be and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2024.
Second, Dawn Cantafio.
Thank you. Committee report, please.
Moved by Garrett, seconded by Glasser Ornstein. Moved by Mecca, seconded by Massaro to amend to correct the spelling of the appointee's last name to read as Wisneski. Vote motion carried by unanimous consent. Mr. Wisneski of 93 Strobel Road was present and indicated his party affiliation as Republican. He would like to serve based on his previous experience on the executive committee with General Electric's United Way campaign for 12 years, which covered many of the communities in southwestern Connecticut. It certainly heard many different opinions on how the way the world works. He was also on the board of directors Housatonic Community College Foundation for 7 years, where he heard a lot from many different people and believes that community benefits from hearing from many different opinions and cultural norms that not everyone is used to hearing. The clerk called the roll call vote as amended and recorded it as follows. Motion carried 5-0, 1 abstention.
Thank you. And do we need to vote on the amendment to the spelling first?
Actually, I think we need an amendment, don't we?
We need to make an amendment to,
I would make a motion to amend the resolution to correct the spelling of Mr. Wisneski's name as spelled in the minutes, Wisneski.
Seconded.
second. May I have a unanimous vote on the correction of the spelling of the gentleman's name?
Yes.
Yes, no objection.
Thank you very much. Okay, any discussion regarding the appointment? Hearing none, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Dawn Cantafio,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sidell,
Yes.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
Yes.
Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Abstention.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Zasko Schwartz,
Yes.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne,
Abstain.
Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Cologne,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
Very much. Councilman Cologne, would you please bring resolution TC 28-104 to the floor for us?
Yes, Councilwoman. Sorry, just pulling up here. Resolution TC 28-104, be it resolved that Lincoln Johnson of 550 White Plains Road be, and the same is hereby appointed as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2024.
Second, Dawn Cantapia.
Committee report, please.
Moved by Paulson, seconded by Glasser Ornstein. Mr. Johnson of 550 White Plains Road was present and indicated his party affiliation as unaffiliated. He wants to serve because he thinks it's his responsibility to make this community better in all that it can be. He came to Trumbull 3.5 years ago because it was the closest to Stony Brook where he grew up. As an educator, when he goes into the classroom, he has the responsibility to all of the students, regardless of their background or economic status. When he looks at Trumbull, as many towns in this state, you don't have to look too far to see not all the residents are reflected in many things. The glaring one is at the school district. Curriculum, books, and teachers do not reflect what his children look like. That is reason enough to serve and to try to bring about change. The clerk called the roll call vote and recorded it as follows. Motion carried 5-0, 1 abstention.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion regarding this appointment? Hearing none, I'd like a roll call vote, please.
Dawn Cantapia,
Yes.
Bill Mecca,
Yes.
Mike Miller,
Yes.
Donna Sidell,
Yes.
Mary Isaac,
Yes.
Tony Sinto,
Yes.
Kevin Shively,
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore,
Yes.
Jason Marsh,
Yes.
Carl Massaro,
Abstention.
Eric Paulson,
Yes.
Lori Wasatsko Schwartz,
Yes.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne. Steve Lemoyne. Come back, Joe Garrix,
Yes.
Bruce Elstein,
Yes.
Joy Colon,
Yes.
Ashley Gaudiano,
Yes.
Steve Lemoyne.
Abstain.
Thank you. Resolution is adopted.
Thank you. Councilman Shively, would you please bring resolution TC 28-105 to the floor for us?
Certainly, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-105, to consider and act upon a resolution which would appoint Amanda DeCosta Wagner of 43 Beach Street as a member of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Task Force for a term extending to the first Monday of December 2024.
Second, Dawn Cantapia.
Committee report, please.
Moved by Elstein, seconded by Massaro. Ms. Katsky stated that Ms. DeCosta was not present but would be in attendance at the full council meeting. Vote passed without recommendation by unanimous consent.
Thank you. All right. Would you have any questions for Ms. Wagner? Members of the council, she's in attendance.
Through the chair.
Yes, Councilman Gaudiano.
Thank you. I'd ask the same question of Ms. Wagner to state your party affiliation, if you don't mind, and tell us a little bit about why you're interested in joining the task force.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Wagner. I reside at 43 Beach Street, and I affiliate as a Democrat. I'm really sorry that I couldn't make Tuesday's meeting, but I was actually in my doctoral class on Tuesday for diversity and inclusion within an educational leadership program. I am a first generation, and I moved to Trumbull in 2018, but I've lived in the surrounding area since 2015. I have a bachelor's in political science and a master's in higher education administration. And over the last 10 years, I have coordinated trainings and workshops regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are mostly geared towards college students, since that is what my master's degree is in, and that is what I do for full-time employment. I work at Sacred Heart University in transfer admissions right now. I want to be a member of EDIT to be able to share my knowledge and the experience that I've had with equity and inclusion within our town. I have experience revamping policies and procedures to be more inclusive. Granted, it's in the higher education setting, but it's more inclusive in language and intent, as well as experience benchmarking, collecting data and analyzing information to be able to improve certain processes. I believe that equity transcends like all aspects of our lives. So I believe that working with you all and working within the town would be a really great benefit to be able to move forward.
Very much. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wagner. Thank you for coming and being so patient through the whole meeting. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Dawn Quintafio.
Yes.
Bill Mecca.
Yes.
Mike Miller.
Yes.
Donna Sedell.
Yes.
Mary Isaac.
I'd love to hear that. Yes.
Tony Sinto.
No.
Kevin Shively.
Yes.
Thomas Whitmore.
Yes.
Jason Marsh.
Yes.
Carl Massaro.
Abstention.
Eric Paulson.
Yes.
Lori Wasasko Schwartz.
Abstain.
Joanne Glasser Orenstein.
Absolutely, yes.
Steve Lemoyne.
No.
Joe Garrix.
Yes.
Bruce Ilstein.
Yes.
Joy Cologne.
Yes.
And Ashley Gaudiano.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Thank you very much. Councilman Cantafio, would you please bring resolution TC 28-06 to the floor for us?
Yes, Madam Chair. Resolution TC 28-106 be it resolved that resolution TC 28-88 adopted on July 9th, 2020 is hereby amended to read as be it resolved that a special election shall be held on blank in the town of Trumbull to fill the vacant Board of Education seat created by the resignation of Kathleen Farron for the remainder of the term ending the first Monday in December 2021. The town clerk and the registers of voters are directed to establish the ballots, polling places, and dates for party endorsement and a primary election if necessary pursuant to law.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second Joanne Glasser Orenstein.
Thank you very much. Committee report, please.
Moved by Paulson, seconded by Glasser Orenstein. Attorney Shofik explained the Secretary of State establishes the special election timeline. As was done in 2014, but for the Board of Finance special election, the town clerk sent the information to the Secretary of State's office immediately, but didn't receive a timely response. The Secretary of State's office has taken the position because the special election was intended to take place at the most convenient time, the November 3rd election. The nominations and primary process needed to follow the same schedule. This was only clarified by the Secretary of State's office a week and a half ago. The tabulators being used for the November election have to be held until December 1st. If they were to be a primary for the special election, it couldn't take place before December 1st. Therefore, the special election can't take place until January 2021. This is unfortunate and no one is happy about it. There is a legitimate petition for the special election, and we will be asking for the date of January 27, 2021 be inserted into this resolution. The Secretary of State was overworked at the time due to the primary, the upcoming election, and mail-in voting due to the pandemic. He confirmed this timeline is beyond the 150 days rule, but that cannot be met as they can't have the election in October as there would not be enough time for nomination and a primary. Moved by Glasser Orenstein, seconded by Paulson to amend by inserting the following date, January 27, 2021. On that motion, carried by unanimous consent. Attorney Shofik explained that it would be impossible to have the special election on November 3rd, 2020, as the Secretary of State took the position that the process to follow would have to have the nomination convention in July. The town didn't get a response from them in time to follow that timeline. The town clerk sent them the information the day after the resolution was voted on by the council. Vote, motion carried as amended by unanimous consent.
Thank you very much. And I just want to make sure the amendment, the date of this amendment is January 27th, 2021, correct, Councilman Elstein? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, any discussion regarding this amendment? And
Yes, Mary Beth, I have 4 questions for Mr. Shopik or anyone else who might want to answer them.
okay, go ahead.
All right. Question 1, does anyone know what date Mr. Palo was appointed?
I believe he was appointed last week. I don't know the exact date.
Okay, I mean, you can get back to me on that, Dan. It's not a big deal. They're easy questions. They're quick ones.
They're always easy, Tony.
Well, I try to make them easy. On what date did the town council members receive the September 10th agenda?
I certainly can't answer that one.
Okay. Do we know what party affiliation Kathleen Farron was when she resigned?
She was she's unaffiliated, but she ran as a Democrat. So she's considered a Democrat for these purposes.
Okay. And what party affiliation is Mr. Palo now?
I believe he's a Democrat, but I don't know. I don't know if the first selectman's on the is here. She may be able to answer it. Or Ms. Katsky.
Okay, that's my question. That's all.
I'll answer that question for you, Tony.
Super, thanks.
Andy Palo is a Democrat.
Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks, Dan. Thanks. Thanks.
Okay, and perhaps the clerk can say what day the agenda came out for this meeting. I know, Tony, I brought a paper copy of the agenda to your house. I believe that's the day it was published.
Oh, no, I know you did. I know. I said thank you for bringing it. Thank you.
I just looked up when I sent it out. It was September 1st.
Thanks.
This is Vicky Tesoro again. First Selectman Andy Palo was appointed on August 24th.
Thank you very much.
All right. Any further discussion regarding the amendment with the date of January 27th, 2021, or the resolution as a whole?
Probably take the date first and get that.
We will take the date first. I need a motion to amend the resolution with the date, please.
So moved. Bruce Alstein.
I need a second, please.
Second, Thomas Woodmeyer.
Motion on the floor to amend the resolution with the date of January 27th, 2021. Can I ask for a unanimous vote, or do I need a roll call?
No.
No objection.
No.
Unanimous.
Unanimous consent to amend this resolution with that date. Thank you. All right, and now we have the resolution, motion to put the resolution on the floor as amended, please.
It is on the floor. Just have to have discussion.
Discussion regarding the amended resolution on the floor. Hearing no discussion, can I ask for a unanimous vote, or do we need a roll call vote? Any objections?
No.
There's no objections.
No objections. Thank you. Okay, unanimous consent for resolution TC 28-106.
Madam Chair, this is Dawn Contafio. I'd like to make a recommendation for this to be emergency legislation.
Thank you. May I have a second for that motion?
Bill Mecca, I'll second that motion.
Okay, may we also have this be unanimous, voted unanimously to make this emergency legislation? Any issues with that?
Mary Beth, I just have a question. I'm not voting against that. I just thought of something. Maybe Dan knows this. Has there been a schedule set for this sent out already?
Schedule.
I just remembered that now. I'm sorry I brought it up now. I'm sorry, guys. I just remembered.
I think the schedule has to come from the town clerk's office. You have to pass this resolution in order for the schedule to go out. What I think what I did say previously was that it needs to be coordinated so that the primary date is after December 1st, which is the date that the machines are going to be freed after the November 3rd election.
All right, super. Thanks, Dan.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any further business to come before the council? I see,
Was there a vote on the emergency legislation? I'm sorry.
I thought we unanimous? No? I'm
Not
sorry.
yet, not yet.
No objection. I think we can go in.
Okay. Councilman Marsh?
Thank you. Just briefly before we adjourn, I think what got lost in all of our edit task force appointments and some of the back and forth that went on with the voting is I just really want to thank all of the volunteers for stepping forward and volunteering to participate in this. Each one of you has extraordinary qualifications, and your desire and enthusiasm is very much appreciated. And I just didn't want the votes and how it may be perceived to dissuade you from further enthusiasm in your volunteer efforts. So thank you very much on behalf of the entire council.
I agree.
Oh, thank you,
This is Carl Massaro. May I exercise a point of personal privilege?
Yes.
I would like the council to congratulate Steve Lemoyne. He's been nominated as commander of the National Association of Naval Veterans, which occurred on Tuesday evening this week.
Here, here.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for your service. That's quite an honor. Great.
Congrats.
Thank
You may want your minutes to reflect that without objection, congratulations were unanimously approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that we all know that. Terrific. Okay. Any other announcements? Happy announcements, positive announcements. No. Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Dawn Contapio.
In a second. Please.
Seconded, Joy Cologne.
May we have a unanimous agreement?
Yes.
Night, everybody.
You have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.